Sometimes a used bookstore can provide to the average browser a mystical experience. Sometimes walking through that door you are overwhelmed with a sense of awe, a sense that something powerful is being housed within the very walls. I discovered such a wondrous shop years ago on the corner of two streets whose names I cannot remember in one of those pseudo-cities on the southwestern edge of the Golden Horseshoe. Standing in the street, the sounds of traffic all around me, I beheld the quaint corner shop with curious eyes. The dark and dusty windows did not allow me a clear view of the interior of the shop, and apart from the word "Browsers" painted on the window, there was no exterior sign indicating the name of the establishment. Trying to remember if I'd been to this particular shop before, I opened the door. The tiny bell overhead tinkled as I stepped inside. I had to pause as the familiar feeling of awe overtook me. Perhaps you feel it too when you walk into a used bookstore. The feeling that all eternity is poised, trapped in the moment, just waiting to spill forth into the future. Literature has always fascinated me. With writing, humankind has developed the ability to elevate a person to a state of immortality. And with that, anyone who reads can thus share in that immortal bliss. None of us have ever had the pleasure of meeting Shakespeare or Dickens personally, but they are still companions in our day-to-day travels. Though long dead, they are very much with us. That is the beauty and power in literature. Perhaps that is why I'd spent the last 3 decades of my life writing, trying to capture the spirit of myself on paper. To that point, I'd been unsuccessful, forced to live vicariously through the bold efforts of those great masters who'd come before me. That's probably why I would take such pleasure in browsing through a used bookshop. And occasionally, when feeling daring, I would fantasize about future generations browsing such a shop and finding one of my works, essentially discovering my spirit, and thus keeping me alive. Hello, this is Mark Leslie. So that's Browsers from Active Reader. This story is based on my first visit to Hamilton when I actually got lost in a used bookstore much like the one I describe. I imagined it as a Venus flytrap for book nerds. Again, this is Mark Leslie. Thanks for watching.